Every month, the scene is the same. Pension Day, Narega Day. Workers, farmers, domestic workers, Anganwadi and Asha Didis, street vendors, all standing in line to deposit a few hundred, maybe a few thousand rupees. These tiny deposits earn just 2.5 to 3% interest. Almost nothing. But together, these crores of small accounts are what keep India's banks alive. They are the oxygen of our banking system. Now listen carefully. When this same woman, this same worker, goes to borrow for a sewing machine, a handcart, a goat, a dairy unit, school fees, she is pushed to loans at 18, 22, even 24% interest. It's our money that funds the banks. So where is our interest rate? Look at the ladder. At the top, big corporates. They borrow at 4 to 8%. Some got thousands of crores at rates close to what we get on deposits. Prime home loan customers, salaried, high credit score pay about 8 to 9.5%. MSMEs pay 10 to 14%. NBFC personal loans and microfinance to the poor, 14 to 24%. So the picture is simple. The low-income depositor earns 3 to 7% on her savings. Big corporates borrow at 4 to 8%. And when she needs 40,000 rupees for a small business or 1 lakh rupees for a cart or a cow, she is charged 3 to 4 times what the bank pays her. This is not just a spread. This is interest rate injustice. And when big loans go bad, what happens? In the last decade, lakhs of crores of rupees have been written off. Most of it in large corporate and infrastructure accounts, not in the tiny farmer loan, not in the SHG loan. Banks often recover only a fraction of what they were owed. The rest? It's a haircut for the banks and a haircut on our money. Because bank capital and government bailouts are built on our deposits and our taxes. Now see the circle. People's deposits provide cheap funds. Big borrowers enjoy cheap credit and deep write-offs. Small borrowers pay the highest interest and get the least forgiveness. When banks feel stress, the first to be squeezed. Farmers, MSMEs, micro borrowers, and even bank staff. Is this justice? Or is this a system designed to favor the top? This is not just an economics issue. This is a parliament issue. This is a people's movement issue. Our demands are simple and fair. 1. Link people's deposits to people's credit. If low-income households are the majority depositors, then a clear, earmarked share of bank credit must flow back to them as affordable loans for housing, farming, SHGs, micro-enterprises, women-led livelihoods at single-digit or low double-digit rates, not 22%. 2. Cap exploitation at the bottom. If NBFCs, MFIs, fintechs live off bank funds that come from our deposits, they cannot be allowed to charge the poorest borrowers 15 to 20 percentage points more than what we are paid. We need transparent caps on microcredit pricing, no hidden fees, no tricks. 3. Strengthen public sector banks. You cannot serve crores of small borrowers with a shrinking, overworked staff. We need more officers in branches with time and training to appraise small loans, to visit farms and enterprises, to use technology as a tool, not as a replacement for judgment. 4. Full transparency on the interest rate ladder. Every bank must publish, in simple language, what it pays on deposits and what it charges to corporates, MSMEs, agriculture, microfinance, women's SHGs, housing, education. Let India see who is subsidizing whom. 5. Parliamentary and public oversight. Just like we demand white papers on big schemes, we must demand a white paper on interest rate justice. Standing committees must ask, when RBI and the Finance Ministry reshape banking and credit, what happens to the low-income depositor and borrower? For 20 years we were told, financial inclusion means opening an account and getting a card or an app. But inclusion is not just the right to a low-yield account and high charges. True inclusion is the right to fair interest on our savings and on the loans that build our lives. We see the farmer who sells jewelry to close a 22% loan, the woman juggling 4 repayments in her SHG, the street vendor told to download yet another app instead of getting a simple overdraft from her own bank. When they ask, "Where is my interest rate?" we cannot point to the market and walk away. We must answer, yes, the market has been designed to privilege those at the top of the ladder. And yes, it can be redesigned to serve those who built the ladder in the first place. So let this be our message to every MP, every policymaker, every regulator. The low-income depositor is not a charity case. She is the primary shareholder of India's banking system. Until her savings earn a fair return and her loans come at a sustainable rate, our question will remain, where is my interest rate? And we will keep asking in the streets, the elected representatives, and make the parliament accountable.